Coming to you from the beautiful Countryside Studio in Delaware, Ohio, it's the Alan Smith Videocast. Hey hobby fans, it's Alan Smith, and today we're going to talk about some things hot off the press I have here on my clipboard. We're going to talk about some news some of you may have heard about, and for a while it was touch and go with this company. Now if you're a gamer out there, war gamer specifically, that is interested in World War II 15mm action, you think about Flames of War, you think about Battlefront, but no, there is a competitor to Battlefront, and that is the Plastic Soldier Company. And it was touch and go there for a while, as I said. There was some infighting. We weren't sure if the game was going to survive or not, but I'm here to tell you that it has, and the rule books and the campaign books, my friends, are back in print. All right, so we're going to go to the cam here, and we're going to see here on the Plastic Soldier Company's website, we are looking at the Reprint Books. They're also available on PDF, guys, for a lot less expensive. You can put them on your tablet, on your phone, on your laptop, whatever you like to have with you at the gaming table. When you see here, the Battlegroup Kursk is back in print. D-Day Overlord, the Battlegroup rule set, and in several languages. We got Battlegroup Kursk in German, French, and Spanish here. Polish. And we're also getting reprinted cards. Now, I will say these are not up to the same standards that the Battlefront Flames of War cards are. Those are beautiful cards, very well done, but these get the job done. You can put them in little slicky card holders and have them on the table for quick reference for your shooting abilities and all the stats for your various units and tanks. So you see that here they are back in print. It's good to see. Now they are definitely going after a lower price point, which is what Plastic Soldier Company is kind of known for with their plastic kits, their 15mm kits. They are definitely going after this Flames of War player who wants to save a little money yet still get the job done. So we're seeing the price point at a lot of these books are at $12 or less. Now I do want to point out they are softback, and I was surprised to see that they're not spiral bound, but don't worry, you can take them to a local print shop. I've done it several times with some softback books that I have purchased over the years, and they can cut the binding off the back of your rule book or campaign book and still spiral bound them for you. It's not very expensive. It's $8 or less a lot of times. But it's good to see they've cut out a lot of the unnecessary fluff in some of the books and have really gotten down to the meat and cutting down the cost, the entry-level cost of getting into this game system. I highly recommend it. I would say Flames of War is a bit more cookie cutter with the new version 4, and the Battlegroup rule set is definitely capturing the flavor of real World War II combat and the flavor of how they actually fought and the strategies involved with fighting in World War II. So I highly recommend it. If you haven't checked this out, you need to. It's and if you're on a budget, if you're a student, whatever, this is going to be a lower price point, and it's still a great rule set. All right, now the next topic we're going to talk about today, guys, it's a hot game. It's recently came out. I'm certainly interested into bringing it into the studio at a future point when the studio is complete. However, there's the new game Black Seas from Warlord Games. It is 19th, 18th century, late 18th century battles. If you've watched Master and Commander, it's a movie. I hope that you have seen it. If not, I highly recommend that you watch it. It's an excellent movie. I just watched it again recently with my wife here this past weekend, and I tell you, I love watching that movie. It's one of those must-haves to watch all the time, but it's based on that time period. We're talking late 1700s, early 1800s, Napoleonic era, age of sail, age of the big ships firing cannons at each other. But you'll see here that on the Black Powder segment of the Warlord Games website, I'm sorry, I said Black Powder, I meant Black Seas, similar era, and it can tie in together if you wanted to do scenarios with land battles and sea battles. So that was probably a Freudian slip. Anyway, you can see here, I think this game, guys, it took them off guard. They were geared up, they put this game out there, and I really think that there must have been some pent-up demand for the Age of Sail, because you can see here, out of stock, 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 and there's the Master and Commander box set right there, out of stock. But you can see it's not a super cheap game to get into. Most of us war gamers know this. So here's my tip for you guys just getting into this hobby is just take it one step at a time. Get the starter box, buy a couple ships here and there and get the rule book. But you can see that even the rule book is out of stock. So if you can get that starter kit, let's scroll down here. I don't see it. We've even got a vinyl mat they've got on their website. We've got some of the paint kits are available from containing the Vallejo paints. Your sails, your rat lines, which is what the little sailors would scurry up to raise and lower the sails and set sail. Okay. We're looking for the starter box. Looks like the main starter box is not here on the line. I think Master and Commander is considered the starter set. You can see here it says starter set, but it's out of stock. So yeah, so you can get the entire Royal Navy fleet of the British sailing fleet for 120 bucks. Honestly, it's not bad, guys. And the ship that I got free with my War Games Illustrated, I went ahead and made a base and modeled the sea, a seascape under the ship, so that way we can still move the ship without touching the ship by just moving the base of the ship. So these do not come with bases. Some guys are using clear plastic bases. I just went with my thin MDF base material that I typically use for my basing, and I'll try to maybe put up if you go to my Facebook group, Alan Smith Hobby and War Games Gaming Group on Facebook, I'm putting up pictures of that ship as I was painting it. I'm almost done with it. I've got a few finishing touches, some things that I'm doing differently to make sure that the ship is period and accurately painted. So you can see here, we're going to scroll down. Something I thought was really interesting, guys, here on their website is not only are they including the Warlord Games produced materials, they are also producing the Osprey publishing books as references to this time period and how they were fought, the uniforms they wore, how the ships were built, how the ships were painted. You've got it all right here so that we can dive deep into this history of this time period and not just enjoy the strategy game, the dice rolling, the camaraderie of being a war gamer, but we can also learn about history and what it was actually like to be there. It's very exciting. I'm really liking this aspect of Warlord Games, that they're starting to include some of the history fluff, the history meta, as it were, for this time period. You see here we've got Nelson sailors, American heavy frigates, Napoleonic naval armaments, British frigate versus French frigate. Watch Master and Commander. Now, actually, what I found out just here recently, guys, is that movie was based on actual events, based on, but the actual fight didn't occur with a French vessel. It occurred with an American naval vessel. So it was kind of interesting. But you need to watch the movie if you haven't seen it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. You need to get on Amazon Prime. I think Netflix may have it. At least they were having it on there as part of your Netflix. But you need to check it out. It's an amazing movie. And you can see here, they're coming down here to the first-rate ships. Now, something that's coming to light with the first-rate ships, those are the big dogs. Those are the three-level, full-bore naval ships that were on the high seas back then. We're coming to find that those were resin part metal kits, and they are having some quality issues with those. I understand that they are getting that issue worked out, but I think with a little filing, some cleaning, some green stuff, a seasoned modeler can have no problems getting those together and getting them working pretty smooth. Now you can see here, this is a really interesting deal. They've got your Royal Navy fleet. They've got your scenery pack, which is like islands and things. And they've got a first-rate ship, first-rate battleship. So they've got all kinds of kit deals here for just shy of $200. Now let's go over here to the second page here and see what we've got. And again, we've got a scenery pack with your islands. Certainly, if you're a good modeler or you have some imagination, you can get some basing material. I like to use the very thin MDF board, and you could make your own islands with plaster of Paris, whatever you have at hand, and use your imagination, your creativity, or you could just pop the kit off and give it some good dry brushing, and you're in business. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. New release, Battlegroup, printed books. Check it out if that's a game that you've been interested in. I have some other videos here on the channel that you may want to check out where I've talked about this, and we've also shown some gameplay. Black Seas coming up to the channel in the future, guys. We're definitely getting into this, and I'd also like to get into some World War II era naval battles, something else I've always been interested in getting into. So again, thanks for watching today, guys. This channel is devoted to hobbying in general, wargaming also, and I'm not just gonna model one or game one era, guys. I'm gonna try out a bunch of different things on the channel. I can't just focus on one game system. We have to look at a lot of different game systems, and I want to explore and learn different things on the channel for all you guys and for myself. And again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Be good.